Mortal Kombat is known for its over-the-top violence and its gruesome fatalities. That has kind of become its thing, and in each game they have to one-up the last. Its varied cast of characters find new ways to dismember and eviscerate each other, from limb chopping to skull crushing. On top of that, the story has become more interesting and engaging since MK9. So let's see if Mortal Kombat 11, the capstone of the current story, lives up to expectation or is just some time-bending nonsense. What is happening? Mattmade here, giving you my review of Mortal Kombat 11 on PS4. Mortal Kombat always has tons of modes. Yes, you have your story mode, but you also have your arcade mode, online, and the crypt. However, in this day and age, a game cannot be released without having some sort of online time mode or some type of mode to bring you back every day or every week. Enter the Towers of Time, a mode where you fight different towers in order to unlock gear and level up your character. Weird, I know. I did not expect this from MK, but let's get into it and break down each mode. The story mode is really short. You can clear it in roughly 5 hours if you aren't losing. However, when it lacks in length, it more than makes up for in storytelling. There are twists and turns, fun reveals, and unexpected cameos. There were many times where I was simply stunned at what happened. I found myself far more invested in the story than I expected. The character acting alone was phenomenal, and if you aren't going to play MK11 yourself, then you should definitely watch someone play through the story. Its pacing, dialogue, and choreography are top notch. The Towers of Time are pretty odd. Each group of towers in the Towers of Time have different ladders to complete and expire every few days. Each enemy can have a range of buffs or effects on them in order to make them a challenge for you, and you can acquire buffs in order to counter them. This mode helps you unlock gear and augments for different characters. Though be warned, you do not get augments only for the character you're playing with. You can unlock augments for any character and any piece of gear. It can be frustrating when you're trying to pimp out your favorite character and you can't due to not having a gear piece or having an augment that doesn't fit them. This is a huge blow to this game mode and forces you to grind in order to get the pieces you want. The crypt is also changed up a lot in this. The crypt is now a single player adventure type of mode where you arrive on Shang Tsung's island in order to loot all of his stuff. Here you're able to spend in-game currency that you gain through playing to open chests and explore the ruins. The things you get in each chest are randomized, and you can even reset some rooms once you've emptied them out. Collecting everything in a crypt can be rough, as you don't know what you're going to get and if it's going to be for a character you even play. Aside from that, you also have to explore every nook and cranny to find passageways or items to help you go deeper. Don't have Ermac's amulet to manipulate souls? Can't go that way. Don't have Motaro's horn? Can't open this door. It's quite odd how they set everything up and force you to do certain things before you can get into new areas. The chests in the crypt also don't have a set value. Some are fairly cheap, while others are very expensive. There are even some that require hearts, a different kind of currency that's harder to acquire. When you open chests, you can get more coins, or get more souls, or even sometimes you can get hearts. What you get is completely random, and many times it's something that you just don't want. As this is more of an adventure game, there are even chests that you can't open until you find an item or ability. This is a bit frustrating as it feels like they want to pad the game and keep you grinding for as long as possible. Aside from getting gear pieces and augments, you also get time crystals. That's right, baby, microtransactions. Everyone's favorite thing in the world. You get crystals every time you level up. Or you can buy them because Boone needs that new Tesla, baby. You can spend them to get costumes, gear, really anything that you can unlock in the game through grinding and a lot of luck. The items in the shop are even timed so that you can feel pressure to get a cool skin for a character that you really like. The only positive thing about the shop is that it will tell you where that particular item is, and that's really the only bright thing about this forced and unnecessary microtransaction machine. Mortal Kombat 11 has a very in-depth tutorial for those who are new to fighting games or want to polish their skills. From basic movement and attacks to more advanced mechanics such as breakaways and perfect blocks. They make the game very approachable and easy to get into. They even go so far as to teach you about frame advantage, startup, active frames, etc. It's a mode that even the most die-hard fighting game fans should go through at least once. The combat is fun and smooth as hell. They have come a long way in their mechanics and style. Now, if you haven't been into MK style games, then you probably won't enjoy this one as it doubles down on that style. However, it does add a lot of customizability to each character. Gone are the different variations in X. Instead, you're given 2 pre-built variations and can also build custom loadouts for each character, giving you the ability to change up a character to exactly how you want it. Though this can prove to be a bit overwhelming in the beginning. With the loadouts, each move has a cost. You're given 3 points and can put in moves as long as the cost doesn't exceed 3. There are even characters like Geras who have a 3 cost move, meaning that for that loadout you can only have that one ability. Though every character does still have their standard special moves, so even if you pick something with a cost of 3, you'll still have all your special attacks. The online is fantastic. You get matches very quickly and they are smooth. There were only a few times where matches stuttered, and even then they fixed themselves within a few seconds. With the casual online matches, you can rematch someone as many times as you want, and you can just play against your friends all day. Or, if you're more serious and want to test your skill against others, you can play ranked or first to 3. Casual allows you to pick any of the loadouts you've created, while in ranked, you can only choose from the pre-built ones. The overall quality of the online mode is very impressive. Outside of the gameplay, the game is gorgeous. Characters' facial animations and motions are so fluid and natural that it sometimes feels as if you're watching a movie or show. They argue or banter back and forth fluidly and naturally. Also, unlike the previous installments, the characters' proportions are mostly realistic and believable. Yes, characters are still shooting lightning out of their hands or turning into flames, but their looks are more grounded than ever. Facial expressions of sadness, fear, excitement, and confidence are clearly portrayed, and the character actions are fluid and clean, with elbow drops and flying kicks feeling weighty and painful. The best representation of just how good the visuals are is the story mode. Every character has their own motives and personalities. From the way they talk to the way they carry themselves, it's clear that they are confident in who they are and what they want. There's even a cool callback to the Mortal Kombat movie. Shang Tsung is played by the actor from the original movie. Also, in the French promotion of the game, the actor who played Raiden is in one of the commercials. It's a nice touch and really brings everything back full circle. Not only the visuals, but the sound design is impeccable as well. Now, when the game was first announced, I, along with many others, was put off by the 21 Savage cover for the game. However, that was only for the promotion of the game and didn't bleed into the game itself. The soundtrack feels just right and has almost everything you could want in a Mortal Kombat soundtrack. I really wish they went all the way in with the callbacks and put the old Mortal Kombat song in there. Like, come on. That song is so iconic and tied to the series that it's disappointing that it wasn't in the game. There's so much stuffed into this game that going over every single thing would easily double the length of this review. However, these are the main points and the things that you will most experience within the game. From the story to the online, every aspect of the game is fine-tuned. Even those annoying and pesky microtransactions. If you're into the story and love the new style of the characters, then you will definitely enjoy Mortal Kombat 11. It damn sure has its issues and can do without the microtransactions, but underneath all that is a solid fighter that I'm looking forward to getting more time with. But what do you think of Mortal Kombat 11? Are you interested in it? Have you seen the story? Let me know in the comment section down below. And don't forget, if you're a fan of gaming, consider striking that subscribe button and hitting the bell. This is Mattmade, and I will see you tomorrow.
Round 1, fight!
nothing.
Round 2. Fight!
Get some.
Finish her! Jackie Briggs wins.